this and others, please stay tuned. Don't change the dial. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Honorable Members. KASAMA Council, good morning to you. Naslele Lubasmachila is my name, from Local Government Service Commission. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Simon Munyama. I'm from the Planning and Research Department, Office of the Auditor General.
Okay, over to you, sir.
Good morning, Chair. Morning, honorable members of the committee and KASAMA Municipal Council. I'm Starry Geoffrey, Director, Northern Province, Office of the Auditor General.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Fabian Kaluba. I'm a Senior Auditor from Office of the Auditor General.
Thank you, Secretariat.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, KASAMA Municipal Council. My name is Muchintu Munsanje from the Office of the Clerk.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. Good morning, witnesses. My name is Ronald Semani from the Office of the Clerk.
Honorable members joining virtually. Honorable members joining this meeting virtually, may you kindly introduce yourselves. Okay, we can go to Honorable Chala.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, our witnesses. I'm Honorable Chala Paul, MP for Chipiri constituency in Chipiri District, Luapula Province. You are welcome and thank you.
Thank you, Chair. TC and your team, good morning. Henry Skazwa from Senga Hill constituency.
Thank you and good morning once again. I am Anthony Kasandwe, Member of Parliament for Bangor constituency, Vice Chair of the committee and chairing our interactions today. And before we begin, I would like to insulate you with Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia that protects you from being a court of law for any submission that you are going to make before this committee, except when you willingly and deliberately decide to mislead this committee. Then whatever you say may be used against you in the courts of law, but we are sure that you have no intention whatsoever to mislead this committee. And then we proceed as follows. TC, we've perused through your submissions. Then you simply read your audit query. Then management response, action taken, remedial measures. Then when you go to tables, tables are self-explanatory, but on page, the table starting from, there are no pages, hey? I can't, on page 7. So on the tables that are starting from page 7, if there are critical issues that you want to report to inform this committee, you are free to do so, but otherwise you can skip that table. Okay? So the boys in your court, TC, you can speak to your submission.
Thank you very much, Chair. My submission is coming from paragraph 38, as well as the appendices.
You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Chair. On 38.1 audit findings, there is delayed completion of works at the Kapongoro Motel Bar. The Chair, cause of the query, management acknowledges the observations of Auditor General and wish to state that the delay in completion was due to liquidity constraints as the project was being financed by on-source revenue. Chair, action taken. The building of the counter and decorations have since been done, while the outstanding plumbing works are yet to be undertaken from locally generated funds. Remedial measures, Chair, management will ensure to budget for capital projects according to availability of funds. That, Chair, is on appendix number 1, our evidence. B, failure to maintain township roads. Chair, cause management response, cause of query. The observations of Auditor General are acknowledged, and we wish to state that this was due to the road being earmarked for rehabilitation of the previously bituminous road, of which a favorable response had not been obtained at the time of audit. Action taken. Management wishes to state that short-term works on the hospital road have since been done. That includes graveling and compaction. Remedial measures. Management will ensure that critical roads are prioritized for maintenance. Chair, our evidence are on appendix 2. Cross-cutting issues. Appendix number 1, audit opinion, management response. Observations of Auditor General are acknowledged, and wish to state that the financial statements were verified and a favorable opinion was given as shown in the appendix 1, audit opinion above. Appendix 2, budget, funding, and expenditure. Management response, cause of query. The observations of Auditor General are acknowledged, and wish to state that the variance of 1,861,689 was due to measures put in place to strengthen revenue corrections, and the unspent 3,446,27 way held on accounts were committed to budgeted programs and activities. Action taken. An amount of 3,406,027 kwacha has since been spent as shown in the table below. That is salaries and wages, 2,201,141 ngwe. Community sports, 27,600. Primary health, 758,473,071 ngwe. Veterinary services, 9,435. Roadworks, 491,760, giving us a total of 3,488,410.47 ngwe. Remedial measures. Management will ensure funds are utilized according to committed programs and activities. Chair, our evidence is submitted on appendix number 3. Other deliverable targets, outputs not achieved. Management response, Chair. Observations of Auditor General acknowledged on deliverables targets, and we wish to state that the cause and query and action taken are as shown in the table below.
Oh, sorry, we can go to page 8. Okay. On the table, then you deal with public health and environmental protection.
All right.
That one, then number of cemeteries, market shelter rehabilitated, because these are directly involved with the people, so you can deal with page 8 and page 9.
All right.
On the tables submitted.
Thank you, Chair. Public health and environmental protection. Number of burial sites reserved. Planned 5. That is target 5. Actual 0. The variance is 5. Not implemented 1. Chair, cause of query. The number of burial site reservations is demand based. and as such, only clients who are interested can come forth. The action taken: management has provided the reservation fees at an affordable amount of 500 kwacha. Number of cemeteries maintained: target 2, actual 0, variance 2, not implemented 1. At the time of audit, reports for the maintenance of grave sites were still being updated. Action taken: reports for maintenance of grave sites have been completed and are available for audit verification. Market shelter rehabilitation, target 3, actual 2, variance 1, not implemented 0. Chair, this was on the account of liquidity challenges. Funds have been more lobbied from the CDF, and the contracts have been signed for the cited Chambeshi market shelter. Evidence is available for verification. Number of sports lights maintained. Target was 2, actual 0, variance 2, not implemented 0. Chair, this was on account of liquidity constraints as the site sport lights required rehabilitation to bring them to working. Action taken: rehabilitation was conducted and routine maintenance has resumed. Page number 9. Number of settlement households registered. Target 100, actual 2, variance 68, not implemented 0. Chair, cause of query: at the time of audit, the complete register showing household registration details were not available to auditors. Action taken: the registers were completed by the Department of Housing and are available for verification.
We can go to page 11. I'm picking out what is connected to the community. We can go to page 11 on resource mobilization and management.
Resource mobilization and management. Percentage of own sources of revenue automated. Targets 100, actual 50, variance 50, and not completed 0. Cause of query: the 50% variance on on-source revenue corrected was due to non-payment of rates by risk holders. Action taken: demand notices were given to rates payers, and so far 1,436,139 and 52 way has been received in property rates receivables. Chair, appendix number 9 on page 12. Failure to use 5% of locally generated funds on wards. Management response. Cause of query: observations of Auditor General are acknowledged, and we wish to state that at the time of audit, the WDCs had not yet opened. Action taken: management has opened the WDC account, and further, management has continued to support wards through procurement of goods and services, provision of transport refunds for various stakeholders meetings using the constituency development funds, and so far 138,550 has been spent on operations of the WDCs. Remedial measures: management will endeavor to set aside 5% of local revenue corrected. Chair, that is presented on appendix number 5 on our evidence. Appendix 14, failure to obtain clearance from ZRI before payment. Management response. Cause of query: the observations of Auditor General is acknowledged, and wish to state that this was due to capacity deficit on the procedures. Action taken: management has since begun to clear all payments with ZRA. Remedial measures, management will ensure all payments are cleared as guided. Chair, that evidence is presented in appendix number 6. Appendix 18, failure to fill vacant positions. Management response, cause of query, Auditor General's observations are acknowledged, and management wish to state that council couldn't fill all vacant positions as per council establishment due to financial challenges, limiting council to fill only critical positions as per approved budget in line to meet salaries and wages bills associated with recruitment. Action taken, management has continued to fill in critical positions through engagement with the Local Government Service Commission when the revenue base improves. Remedial measures, management will continue to adhere to guidelines of the Local Government Service Commission and engagements for proper management of human resources. Appendix number 19, over employment of staff. Management response, cause of query. The observations of Auditor General are acknowledged and wish to state that officers were accommodated on the payroll in accordance with letters of appointment and or transfers. Action taken, management has since engaged Local Government Service Commission, and the Commission has since transferred the excess firefighters, and evidence is available for audit verification. A remedial measure, management will continue to adhere to the guidelines of the Local Government Service Commission in the management of human resources. Chair, our evidence is on Appendix 7. Appendix 22, delayed promotion of officers. Management response, cause of query. The observations of Auditor General acknowledged and wish to state that this was due to non-receipts of the letters of confirmation at the time of audit. Action taken, the Commission has since promoted 3 officers and the others were retired and transferred. Remedial measure, management will continue to adhere to the guidelines of the Local Government Service Commission in the management of human resources. Chair, our evidence is on Appendix 8. Appendix 227, failure to provide white books for movable assets. Management response, cause of query. The observations of Auditor General acknowledged and wish to state that at the time of audit, the white books were not availed for audit verification. Management has engaged the Road Transport and Safety Agency, RATSA, to have the copies of the white books duplicated. Remedial measures, management has computerized the registry system to ensure that soft and hard copies of all records are maintained to avoid losses. Our evidence is presented on Appendix 9. Appendix 33, unrepaired movable assets. Management response, cause of query. Auditor General's observations are acknowledged and wish to state that the assets in question were earmarked for disposal. Action taken, management has obtained approval from the Council for the disposal of cited vehicles, and the documents are available for verification. Remedial measures, management will ensure timely servicing of all council movable assets. That evidence, Chair, is on Appendix number 10. Appendix 35, non-installation and maintenance of street lights. Management response, cause of query. The observations of Auditor General acknowledged and wish to state that non-functionality of street lights was due to erratic power supply due to road shedding by a utility company. Action taken. Management has since commenced phasing out all grid-connected lights with their solar equivalent, and so far 20 solar street lights covering 1 kilometer have since been installed. Further, the contractor for the delivery of the second 70 installations has since been engaged. On remedial measures, management will ensure timely maintenance of street lights. Chair, our evidence is on appendix number 11. Appendix 41, non-settlement of statutory and other obligations. Management responses. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the recommendations and observations of Auditor General and wish to submit that the failure to settle statutory obligations was due to liquidity challenges. Action taken. Management has since paid 382,000, 1 kwacha 93 ngwe as shown in the table below. Statutory obligation, that is NAPSA, 269, 627,000 and 7 ngwe. NIMA, 112,000, 374.86 ngwe, giving us a total of 382,000 and 1 kwacha 93 ngwe. Remedial measures. Management has continued to adhere to payment plans with the statutory bodies. Further, management has budgeted for 5,136,000 towards various statutory payment plans in 2025, and the debt liquidation plan is available for audit verification. Chair, our evidence is on Appendix 12. Appendix 42, non-settlement of staff obligations. Management response. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the recommendations and observations of Auditor General and wishes to submit that failure to settle staff obligations was due to liquidity challenges. Action taken. Management has since paid out an amount of 879,659 as shown in the table below. Terminal benefits paid out 479,826,000. Salary arrears paid out 366,040 kwacha. Leave travel benefits paid out 33,793, giving us a total of 879,659. Remedial measure. Management will ensure to settle staff obligations as and when funds are available. Chair, our evidence is on Appendix 13. Appendix 48, unspent funds, sector grant account. Management response. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the observations of the Auditor General and wishes to submit that the unspent funds were on account of grants that were received at year end. Action taken. Management wishes to submit that a total of 1,287,268.71 was spent before the approval of the 2025 budget for sector grants on supplies of goods and services as shown on the table below. One, that is community sports, 27,600. On primary health, 758,473.71 way. Veterinary services, 9,435. Roadworks, 4,091. 491,760, giving a total of 1,287,268.71 way. Remedial measures. Management will ensure to spend funds in a year it is received to avoid delayed delivery of municipal services. That evidence, Chair, is on Appendix 14. Chair, that ends my submission.
Thank you very much, Acting TC. Honorable members, time to seek clarifications. Honorable Chala.
Thank you, Chair. Appendix 9, failure to use 5% of locally generated funds on wards. In your submission, you stated that the failure was as a result of the WDCs not having accounts. You went further to say that you have now opened accounts. You have now opened the account and you continue to support the wards through procurement of goods and services using CDF. Now, I want to find out from you, when did you know that WDC is supposed to have accounts? Is it after the query by the auditor? Or is it incompetence? You were not aware? It's your first time to deal with this? Why should you open the account after I've been queried? Thank you, Chair.
Okay, honorable members. Honorable Skazwe.
Yeah, on the Kapongolo issue, Kapongolo Bar. No, it's a historical, Chair.
It's very historical.
We used to drink chibuku from that bar a long time.
Yeah.
And from the look of things here, TC, you haven't stated when you complete this project. Maybe can you share with us the time frame? When do you think it will be ready?
Okay, so those two questions, but before you proceed, I also want to expand Honorable Chala's question on the failure to use 5% of locally generated fund. This is what we call Ward Development Fund. And in your response, you are giving us what you have done, supporting the WDC activities, but that is not a query, sir. You are mentioning about CDF 138 that you have supported the WDCs, but the query is failure to do so. Why did you fail to allocate 5% of locally generated funds towards so that they could have their own activities and development undertaken? And then you are informing us that you have opened an account. Have you transferred the money to that account or just opened an account? And then yeah, I think that is the addition to the question for Honorable Chala. Then on the famous guest house, Honorable has confessed that they used to drink chivuku from there. In your response, TC, you said that you had difficulties in completing or maintaining it due to the fact that you had liquidity programs. And this committee is aware and cognizant to the fact that before the law was changed, there was a 20% allocation from the equalization fund that was specifically for capital projects. Okay? Even now, you've kept on saying to a lot of number of issues saying liquidity, why don't you use part of equalization fund to deal with some of these issues that are recurring that might have not been done due to the fact that you have liquidity problems, even when we expect KASAMA to be one of the best municipalities in terms of revenue base. You may respond, TC, to those questions.
Thank you very much, Chair. On the failure to settle aside the 5%, Chair, there I must admit that there was an oversight which largely was due to the liquidity challenges that the local authority has been facing.
TC, you generated 22 according to this. This is 22 million, yeah? 289,107 locally generated.
Yes.
Out of that amount, the 1%, the 5% is only 1.1 million. So this money was not your money. By law, it should have gone to the ward. Okay, so we are not talking about not generating anything. You generated this amount, of which the 5% was not your money. I am on page 12. Okay, I'm following your own table. You've submitted that locally generated revenue amounted to 22 million, isn't it? So 5% of 22 million is 1.1, which money does not belong to you. It belongs to the wards where you collected the revenue, so that wards can also plan for their own development. I'm sure wards have planned for their development within your integrated development plan. So any single ngwe that is collected from wards, the 5% of that ngwe TC is not your money. By law, it's supposed to go to wards. So the question is, why was the local generated funds, no 5%, not given to the owners? That is the question, sir. So whether you collected 2010, it's of what you collect. TC.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, that was due to challenges with the financial obligations that the local authority has. In a number of queries that I've highlighted, Chair, we've seen that even from statutory obligations, have been owing even from salaries. We have areas that have not yet been cleared. So that is stressed the local authority, and that is one of the reasons that led to that, Chair.
Honorable Chala, you want to ask?
On the response, yes, they said it's oversight. But in your response, why did you not state that is oversight? But here, you only stated that not having accounts, okay? But why didn't you not say what you have said here? But in your response, in your submission, it's a different answer. That's why we have to ask you. Why?
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, TC.
Thank you, Chair.
With account, with no account, 5% is not your money. Whether you keep in your account, it's not your money. What we want to know is why money was not channeled to the right owner, and why you simply didn't tell the us that we are trying to balance our books. And then before you respond, if you go to page 13 on overemployment of staff, okay, you in one vein you are saying liquidity problems, but you had money to pay 6 employees who had nothing to do with your local authority. Okay, they had no positions, they had no vacancies, but they were there at KASAMA Municipal Council, 6 of them, and they were being paid. So how can you equalize the two? You had no money to send to the ward, but you had money to pay 6 staff who had absolutely nothing to do at KASAMA Municipal Council.
Chair, these employees were sent to the authority by the Local Government Service Commission.
We know they were sent to your local authority, but they had no positions to fill. Okay? That we are aware. They had no business at your institution because there were no vacancies for them to fill. So there were excess baggage. Okay? That we know, sir. So that we know. Immediately you receive a letter for a transfer for an employee or a letter of appointment where there is no vacancy, you know what to do, sir. You may proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, Chair, we engaged the Local Government Service Commission and they came to have them moved to other local authorities.
Anyway, you can respond to other questions. Honorable Chala, are you satisfied before we proceed?
Just on the same issue of finances, you received those 6, but you had no money to open accounts for WTCs. You had put them on the payroll. How long did it take for the commission to transfer them? And the other question is, why did you not send them back to the commission immediately they arrived at your station without putting them on payroll? What was so difficult? Because you councils, you have a problem. They were not doing anything. Why didn't you not send them immediately before you put them on payroll?
Samakai.
Thank you, Chair. May I take this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Newton Samakai, Member of Parliament for Mwinilunga constituency in the Northwestern Province. Town Clerk, on failure to maintain township roads, you claim that you have undertaken some works on this road, and I don't seem to see any evidence that has been attached to show that indeed you have worked on this road. And if you did, where did the money come from?
You see, before you respond to honorable questions, we exhaust the issue to do with WDCs and the 6 staff.
Thank you.
And then you respond to Honorable Skazwe on the other issue of the bar. But let's conclude with the area one by Honorable Chala.
Thank you, Chair. So for the 6 staffs, once they came, when they reported, the commission was informed. So sometimes the commission takes time to move them to other places. That's why we had them in place. Regarding the WDCs, Chair, now we have actually opened an account, and that will make it easy for us now to reserve these funds as we.
So is there money in the account? Is the 1 million there now, or it has been used between now and then?
Not for now, Chair, but for 2026, that will adhere to that because we'll be doing quarterly.
Okay,
yes.
All right. You may proceed and answer Honorable Skazwe's question on the bar.
Thank you, Chair. It is also management's concern also to have the bar operational. We were just, even before we came here, we've been looking at that to operationalize it. And so would say by mid this year, we should have a bar operating at Kapongoro.
Why can't you use part of the equalization fund to finish the plumbing work?
Chair, we will finish. We will finish the plumbing works. We worked on the decorations and the counters, so it's just the plumbing works now.
So okay, that is noted. But are you using part of equalization fund for any infrastructure or maintenance?
Chair, at the moment, our wage bill, when we receive the equalization fund, our wage bill is above the equalization fund.
So everything goes to salaries?
Yes, we have to top up, to look for money to top up to meet our wage bill.
What is your monthly income from local generated revenue? Off-CAF, minus plus. Direct acting finance director, I heard somebody saying she's acting.
Yes.
As director for finance, just minus plus, or let me put it this way: how much did you collect for 2025 in revenue collection? For 2024, we have seen is 22 million. Then for 2025, if you have the figures, if not, we can move on to another question, or I can simply ask, what is your wage bill?
Thank you, Chair. For the year 2025, our local revenue was about 1.7 million.
1.7 million. The entire KASAMA, there is some mistake somewhere, madam.
Sorry, that's the monthly amount.
Okay,
Monthly 1.7 million, then annually it was about 20 million.
Okay, all right. Honorable Skaswe.
Apart from Kapongolo issue, do you have any other source of revenue?
TC? Business ventures, apart from the guest house and the bar.
Thank you, Chair. For now, of course, we have from the markets. We get revenue from the markets.
No, any business venture other than the expected revenue. Any established business apart from the levies from the markets, from the bus station, any revenue generating businesses.
Chair, it is this year that we are putting up a number of them, such as the truck park. We are putting it up there with the support from the World Bank. We'll pick it up. We also have a guest house that is on this.
Okay.
Yes.
Honorable Chala.
Chair, do you have the time frame for completion of this same bar we are talking about attached to it so that we know?
Chair,
for you to say we are going to complete, and this audit was in 2024, this is 2026, then you are telling us we are going to complete. Thank you, Chair.
DC?
Thank you, Chair. By June, end of June, we'll be able to operationalize the bar. Yes.
All right, you can respond to Honorable Samakai's question, but before you do so, I've seen a hand from Honorable Kampampi from Mwansabombwe. Honorable Kabaso, your question, please. And mute your mic. Honorable Kampampi. Okay, when you are ready, and mute your mic and proceed with your question. But meantime, TC, you can respond to Honorable Samakai's question in terms of maintenance of that road.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, this road was initially a two-minute road. In our submission, we have indicated correspondences. Oh, sorry, Chair. Chair, I'm saying this road was previously a bituminous road. So the maintenance plan for this was to bituminous level. So apparently what we have just done, if you check our evidence, is that we have just done graveling and compaction in it using the CD equipment which we procured from CDF.
Honorable Kampampi, you can ask your question.
Thank you so much, Chair. Can I start by introducing myself?
Please do.
Thank you so much, Chair. TC, good morning and welcome with your team. My name is Kawaso Kampampi, Member of Parliament for Mwansabombwe constituency. Although, Chair, you've already moved to the other queries, I just wanted to take the TC back to the over-enrollment of members of staff. TC, you said that this was due to the commissioners, it was to do with the commissioners rather. My question is, why did it have to take the auditors to notice that there was this problem for you to work on it? And the other question is, the other question is, isn't it something which you as TC could have worked on even before the auditors came in to query you over the over-enrollment of members of staff? I submit here.
Okay, so we can take you a bit back. You respond to Honorable Kabaso's question, then we will revert back to Honorable Samakai. Also on the lodge that is in KASAMA, is it your lodge or it's under the hotel board?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, according to our records, that is on list to hostels board.
Okay, so are you getting any revenue from them?
Chair, they did some maintenance works on them, and
are you getting any revenue from?
Not yet, Chair.
Okay.
Because that is being covered by the maintenance works which they did on that.
Okay, you have a contract with them.
Yes, there's a list.
That they only start paying after they exhaust the investment of maintenance.
Yes, Chair.
Okay, all right. So you can answer the question from Honorable Kampampi, and then revert to Honorable Samakai on the maintenance of the road.
All right. Chair, once we receive members of staff, we report to the Commission that we have to indicate that we have received those members of staff. So in this case, once they reported, communication was done to the Commission that on the establishment this was above. So the next move then would come from the Commission to say, okay, this be redirected or transferred to another council. So that communication, Chair, was done.
Okay, so the communication is the one we are telling us that is on Appendix 7, attached letter. Let me check. Okay, TC, you can proceed and answer the question. There is no evidence that you communicated to the Commission about the excess staff, but let's proceed. We'll deal with some of these issues towards the end of our interaction. Let's finish the question with Honorable Samakai.
Yes, Chair. On the maintenance of that road, Chair, on the appendices there is the evidence of the works that are being done, that have been done on that road. These are basically just some maintenance in terms of graveling and compaction.
Which appendix?
That is the 2.
Appendix 2.
Yes. So those, Chair, are being done with the equipment that was procured using CDF. However, there is correspondence, Chair, from our provincial engineer there where we submitted roads and the kilometers that we needed to do maintenance on. These are bituminous. These are at the level of bituminous, and Chair, we are still waiting for this feedback.
Okay, all right. We can move to page 16 of your submission. Okay, the question is, where did the money come from for this maintenance?
Chair, this is the road fund that we receive from.
Okay, from devolved functions.
Yes,
okay, sector grants, as it were.
Yes.
Okay, so we can move to page 16 on installation and maintenance of lights. In your response to the query, you've said this was due to erratic power supply due to road shading. Okay, by the utility company. So this is a straightforward answer. Why was this answer not given to the auditor? Or why didn't you just take the auditor at night when there was road shading for himself to see that indeed this was a result of road shading, but it had to take you to come to Lusaka and tell us that why the traffic were not working, it is because of road shading. Of course, you can't do maintenance because you may be restricted, you don't know when power will be restored. So this was a straightforward matter, why it was not concluded at that time. TC. Honorable Chara? Oh, it's another question. So you can just ask Honorable Chara, you can ask another question.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Appendix 27, failure to provide white books for movable assets. It's very shocking when you read your submission, where you have now engaged the RATSA so they can print white books for you as a duplicate, meaning that you have lost the white books for movable assets. That's what it implies when you look at your submission. If it's true, my question to you is, give me 3 reasons why you cannot be cited for negligence. Thank you, Chair.
Any other intervention?
Yeah, I'm trying to see the appendix where we can get the evidence of the solar, these newly solar installed lights in KASAMA.
It's 11. Chair, some are already installed, some have been delivered, awaiting installation.
Okay, so we go to Honorable Chala's question on the white books.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, we couldn't find the white books of these movable assets, and therefore we wrote to RATSA to have the duplicates of these white books, and that is being processed right now. You can see evidence from the documentation that has been done with RATSA.
That's appendix what?
Appendix 9. Appendix 9. Chair, we have gone further than that to look at the future to not have such a thing recurring. So we have automated our registry so that we keep both the hard copy now and the soft copies of our documents, so that in case we miss on the hard part, we are able to reprint from our system. Thank you, Chair.
So these white books are for the vehicles that you as a council procured?
Yes, Chair.
Your own vehicles, not vehicles that were donated to you?
No, Chair. These are our vehicles. I think one of them is the mayoral vehicle. So it's our own vehicles.
You can be that careless not to keep your records properly?
Yeah, that is the unfortunate situation that occurred. We have just taken now measures to ensure that.
Who's in charge? Who is in charge of keeping the records? Which directorate? So you don't know? Director? Direct administration is the one who's supposed to, is the one who's housing transport officer, is it?
Yes.
Do you have a transport officer?
Yes, Chair. We have direct administration where the transport officer falls under.
So direct administration, what's going on? Who's the director of administration? I was not here when you were introducing yourselves.
I'm here, Chair.
Tell us about the white books.
Chair, as TC has stated, we misplaced the white books. So we are in the process of having them reprinted with the rats.
How many vehicles are there?
There are 2.
Chair, you can come.
Honorable Chala.
You know, my question, I wanted you to give me 3 reasons why you cannot be cited with negligence. The commission are here. Commissioners, they are listening. Incompetence. In this regard, how could you lose white books? Sure. Give me 3 reasons. You haven't given me why you can't be cited for negligence.
Okay, by the powers vested on me, 3 reasons to 1. Just give this committee 1 major reason why you should not be cited. TC?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I must admit that the unfortunate happened where these were misplaced. However, Chair, management has made steps to ensure that we do not have such an occurrence at the local authority. This has come now that we are going to, we have computerized our system. So now we don't expect to lose documentations because we are storing them, the hard copies as well as the soft copies.
Okay, now maybe the last question. We can go to, where is that page? Where that table for deliverables. There are a number of targets that you made. The table is starting on page 7, or even, yes. So if you look at that table, there were a number of targets that you made, okay? On housing of integrity committee meetings, 8, a number of stakeholders meeting, 5. So, and then there are a number of them that were not met. So probably that is the reason that you need to ensure that all the vacancies at KASAMA Municipal Council are filled. You have more than 20 vacancies. Okay, and according to what you have said, you couldn't even collect the revenue, the targets you met yourself, so you need to ensure that all these critical positions at the council, at your municipal council, are really filled. So what is the question is, what is the biggest challenges why you are failing to meet targets in terms of resource mobilization, revenue collection? What seems to be the problem? TC.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, for now, what we can talk about is we are now giving revenue collection a different approach with our staff. And we expect that in the year 2026, our corrections will be different. For example, looking at property rates, Chair, we've seen even the President himself encouraged to say making levies or taxes affordable by paying in installments. So we are now engaging our ratepayers to pay in installments. And we are also able even to provide some discount, like for example on historic rents. We also had a challenge in terms of revenue. For example, with one of our major clients, like ZESCO, because we could not, after awarding by the tribunal they still contested. So it's only now that we've come to the tables and agreed that, okay, we proceed this way. And we have agreed, both of us, and we've built them. And we hope that this year is going to be very different from what we are reviewing now.
All right, Honorable Skazwe.
Thank you, sir.
And Honorable Samakai.
On Appendix 14, says failure to obtain clearance from ZRA before payment.
Yes.
So what have you done with this officer who failed to follow the procedure?
Honorable Samakai.
Chair, this is a cross-cutting issue I'm really raising, because I've heard it from so many councils. We seem to have the same problem across all councils. Town clerk, help this committee to understand whether you have meetings as town clerks across the country to discuss matters that are affecting the performance of local government at that level. Okay, you tell us that. And if you have, if the answer is yes, you have regular meetings, why haven't you failed to fix this issue of staff in your councils, between you as councils and the Local Government Service Commission? Because we have situations where we have vacant positions, and the reason is that we don't have enough resources to populate these positions. On the other hand, we have overstaffing. You are given staff by the Local Government Service Commission, and you have no choice but to pay them. And I think it's procedural that, I don't know whether it's monthly or quarterly, you submit registers or returns,
Staff returns,
on your staff levels to the ministry. I mean, not to the ministry, but to Local Government Service Commission. Local Government Service Commission is not the only commission we have in this country. We have the Public Service Commission and many other commissions. So what is happening between you, local government, and the Local Government Service Commission does not happen in the public service. What is going on? What is the problem? Why are we operating differently from the other commissions? And why are you seated, the chair? May I use the term that was used at some point in Parliament, but why are you seated there and doing when things are going wrong and you are quiet? This issue will be raised again when the Local Government Service Commission appears before this committee. But we are bringing it to you. What are your challenges in convincing the Local Government Service Commission that what we are doing is wrong?
TC, take advantage of your immunity, your insulation.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, when we experience these challenges, or on our part, if we have over employment, we communicate. We communicate also in.
I insist that the town clerk goes stage by stage. I don't know whether he was noting my questions. What was the first question? Answer the first question, then you move on, step by step.
So yes. Follow his structure of
yes.
questions.
Yes. So the issue is, yes, as principal officers, we do meet, and we do discuss.
Do you address this matter of staffing?
These challenges, yeah, especially on revenue. We discuss these issues on how to improve revenue. We also learn from each other how For example, we are able to see how Chipata has automated. So it's only through this fora that we learn of such. And we also try to customize on our part to say also we should follow that similar path because it's working for them. Coming to the staffing issues, Chair. Chair, when employees are sent to the local authority, if the numbers are above than what is required, we write to the Local Government Service Commission, say, yes, we have received this officer, but on our establishment, this is above our establishment. Then we wait for the commission now to make a decision. They normally do redirect to a different local authorities. They normally do that. Chair, one of the challenges that local authorities we experience is local revenue. That has been our biggest challenges. Of course, not all local authorities, but most of them. This is our challenge.
No, we don't go to the revenue. The issue is on staff.
Yes.
You receive a staff today.
Yes.
A position of a council secretary, which is already, or town clerk, to use your the position you're acting in. You receive a new principal officer, a controlling officer, and you are seated, and maybe two of them, and you are seated there. You know that there is no vacancy. Okay, and the first thing you do, local authorities, to put those people on payroll. So the honorable is saying, do you discuss these issues and bring it to the attention of the powers that be, the commission that send those officers to local authorities where there are no vacancies, and you simply say, sir, there is no vacancy on this position, you have sent this officer. And according to you, as you are waiting for the commission to respond or to redirect, you immediately put them on payroll. Why? Is there a law that compels you to put a staff on payroll who has no position in your council? See, TC.
Chair, I believe some of there are two ways you may say of employment, for example, because some are caused by someone who has retired, but the local authority has not cleared them in terms of their benefits. So you will retain it to show that.
No, sir, that is
yes.
not overemployment.
Yes.
We know by law, he established that if Mr. Mwansa retires from KASAMA Municipal Council and is not paid his dues promptly, is retained on payroll. This committee is cognizant to that fact and to that legal framework. We are talking about this stuff you are responding to on page 13. Okay? Overemployment. Number of overemployment, 6 of them, and you've responded that they were sent to you by the commission. These are the officers we are discussing. So don't deviate, don't go to retirees. Those are a different case altogether. Okay, Honorable Chala.
You know, remember I asked you a question on this, similar question. Because what you usually do is when you receive those officers, you put them on the payroll. If, for example, economic planner, you have received 5, and then you all put them on the payroll without saying, no, we are only going to pick 1. 4, can you go back to the commission? You get a phone, you call, and also writing. What is so difficult? What is so difficult? Because you can't put people on the payroll when they are not doing anything. Thank you, Chair.
TC, as we wind down in 2 minutes.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, normally what we do is when we receive numbers that are above of what we need is we communicate with the commission in writing to say we have received this person, however we do not have this vacancy is not there. Yes, it's above the number that we have. So the commission will normally, they will say they would redirect those people. So between the difference is the period between the redirecting and.
That is where this committee has a problem.
Yeah.
This is where this committee and the auditors have a problem. Between that period when that officer is redirected, what 1 month, 6 months, 2 years, what compels you, or what law do you use to put this officer on payroll as you are waiting for response or guidance from you, the commission? That is where we are. We want your clarification. And we have shared we are not selfish. We have shared the immunity so that you are given the protection to respond factually. Don't say like my town council, my CSU said, employers are here. You know, when employers are in our midst, the inner thing is difficult to say. So please, let's wind up this issue, and with 3 other witnesses to deal with. Are you threatened, or what happens?
No, not threatened, Chair. Normally that's how we communicate with our commission.
So it's beyond your control. Okay, we take it is beyond your control. We will escalate the challenge to SARS, so to those who have control on these matters. Town Council, with your team, what brought you to Lusaka are 5 simple queries that you could have dealt with within that window which was given to you. You can imagine you are coming to appear before this committee just for delayed completion of infrastructure development. Okay? Failure to achieve planned development outputs. Failure to utilize statutory ward allocation. Weak asset management and missing of documentation. Those 4 audits are the ones who have brought you all the way from KASAMA. And looking at your composition, you have the competence, sir. So going forward, ensure that officers who are tasked to perform certain tasks, they do it within a timeline, because all your projects, all your activities are time bound. So ensure that these officers who are given to you as a controlling officer, you make sure that they are on their toes to ensure that the delivery of services and goods to the people is done timelessly. Okay? So I just want to encourage you that you take the following collective measures. Number 1 is simply to ensure that projects are completed within the timeline you set for yourselves. And also strengthen your internal controls. And one important aspect of your survival is to widen and expand your revenue base. You are an authority in itself. We could simply say you are the Omega, Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. You are an authority. Don't usually look outward for revenue. Okay? KASAMA should not have problems in terms of revenue collection unless your strategies you have put in place are failing you. And you also comply to financial obligations and regulations that provide for oversight. Okay? And you also put strategies in place to protect public revenue, which we need so much to ensure that water is provided to KASAMA residents, so that street lights are maintained, to ensure that business does not come to an end at sunset. Okay, so those are some of the few issues that you need to put immediate collective measures, TC. And having said that, I just want to invite you to say any closing remarks if you have any. I usually ask this question: do you want us to ask you more questions, or you want to conclude this interaction, TC? If you don't want us to ask you more questions, you can just say your closing remarks or your concluding remarks of our interaction, if any.
No, thank you very much, Chair. The interaction has been very much enlightening, and we have picked a lot from this interaction, and we hope that our interaction next time will be very different. It would much improve on ourselves. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so very much. This committee has no pleasure in seeing you next time. So please tighten your books, make sure that your financial management systems are in place. And the meeting has come to an end. I therefore withdraw the immunity that was conferred on you. Travel well to KASAMA. You have a biggest task to attend to. On Thursday, there is Youth Day. So please, traveling messages back to your station.
You're still watching Parliament TV, the station that is dedicated to bringing Parliament closer to you, and that was a submission by KASAMA Municipal Council, making a submission to the Committee on Local Governance, Housing and Chiefs Affairs. The committee is considering the report of the Auditor General on the audit of accounts of the local authorities for the financial year ended 31st December 2024. And we did hear the chairperson of the committee just advise the council that it has to widen and expand its revenue base, also protect public revenue. The issues that were raised during the submission included many things that hinge towards weak asset management, missing documentation, and delayed completion of some project. Another thing that was heard was the failure to achieve planned development outputs. Hence, the chairperson advising the council that it should widen and expand revenue base, protect public resources so that projects are indeed completed. So thank you very much for tuning into Parliament TV as we continue bringing Parliament closer to you. Just in case you've tuned in, my name is Mtali Felile Smate. I'm joined by my colleague, the sign language interpreter Chola Kaumo, and of course later on Jason Manda. But right now we're broadcasting deliberations taking place in the Committee on Local Governance, Housing and Chiefs Affairs. Thank you very much for still watching Parliament TV. Enjoy watching it for the rest of the day.
As we prepare to commemorate the National Youth Week 2026 under the theme Arise and Soar, this theme is not just a slogan. It is a call to action and an acknowledgement that we can all do more to help every young person to fulfill their true potential. You have often been told that you are the leaders of tomorrow. We believe you are the leaders of today. Our message is clear. If you work hard, then we'll be there for you. Because we love you and because we care for you. As we celebrate Youth Week, we urge you not to only commemorate, but to save your communities and ensure Zambia remains peaceful, united, and prosperous in the years to come. May God bless you all.
The rising Volt tacklers are finished.
What? But that doesn't mean our adventures are over.
You want a battle? I got you battle right here!
It's so powerful! Laquia must be affecting it. What is that? It's Mega Evolution!
Brand new Pokemon Horizons. Starts Saturday, 21st of February on Cartoon Network.
Here is an announcement. The National Assembly of Zambia wishes to inform all the candidates who attended interviews for various positions conducted between 13th November and 26th December 2025 that the recruitment and selection process has been concluded. Successful candidates have since been contacted and have been offered employment. Those who have not been contacted should consider themselves unsuccessful this time. The National Assembly of Zambia would like to thank all the applicants for their interest and participation in the recruitment process.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come.
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect to DSTV Compact and GoTV Super Plus today and get the best football on us.
On 16th March 2026, Zambia strengthens the foundation of its democracy. The National Assembly officially launches the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training, IPST, a center of excellence dedicated to legislative capacity, oversight effectiveness, research, and parliamentary innovation, institutionalizing parliamentary professionalism, empowering parliamentary excellence. Make a date on Monday, 16th March 2026 at Parliament Buildings at 09 hours for the official launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training.
Bendela pelu pelu, tungululu, unadumba ntimanga utangove. Ninagwida sembe, ninauma. I couldn't feel my legs utango yangu. Oh oh, zapa mamba, zapa mamba. Oh yeah, sing again, zapa mamba, zapa mamba. Oh yeah, yeah. Izako konda, konda, konda. Baby, season 1, season 1. Now it's so dandy, konda, konda, konda. Baby, season 1.